888-589-8840, 888-589-8840. All the major indices in positive territory. The Dow's now up 38. NASDAQ's up another 10. Holy mackerel. You people that are in technology stocks, by the way, I am not a big technology stock guy on my list. I do have a couple. Apple's not one of them. That's the one that has a big ride. I do not buy Apple. I don't recommend Apple, only for reasons of pornography applications that they make a lot of money from and produce. There was a day where I used to add Apple. Steve Jobs used to walk in and say, no more pornography apps. And I'd add them back on the list, and that lasted about 2 months. Then they were back at it again, and then, a year later, he would do the same thing, and then that lasted another 6 months, and then he would, it was just crazy. So I totally gave up on it, and I don't even make an attempt to include them, but that's the reason why I don't include them. Is it a good company? Sure, it's a good company. They make good products, but how good can they be if they're profiting from all the garbage that we're struggling with here, as they are contributing to, in a negative way, to the moral fiber of this country. Anyway, 888-589-8840. So U.S. export prices fell. That came out this morning. U.S. export prices fell 0.7%. They were expecting a fall, export prices, of 0.5%. So it was a little lower than they thought. That means goods that we buy in Walmart and other places that are made in other countries are lower priced. Those prices have fallen. That would be a global demand issue. Global demand is down. They lower their prices. It's also got a lot to do with currencies. That's why we get concerned as we peg China, a currency manipulator like the United States is. They've just been doing it longer than we have, but they're a currency manipulator, and that's one of the reasons. The other thing is import prices. Import prices. I got my things mixed up here. Export prices are obviously a lowering of things that we are making going out. Import prices obviously apply to what I just said, and they are down, up 9%. So isn't it interesting that we're selling things cheaper? We're paying slightly more here, and they're still cheaper than what we're producing here. And those numbers continue to increase as far as sales volume of U.S. goods compared to foreign goods. So it's not a good situation, no matter how you look at it. So they are the numbers that came out. None of that having an impact on the markets. The markets are positive. The headline right now is U.S. stocks rise on thoughts of the Fed moving ahead with more bond buying, more debt buying of the United States government, so that the United States government can continue to be free to print as much money as they want, so that that money that they print can support the out-of-control spending that we have in a government that believes that out-of-control spending is the very thing that is going to stimulate the economy, because after all, we know how efficient, how effective the government can be in everything they choose to do. They are master managers. They do an unbelievable job in watching cost and running lean and mean. They're brilliant, brilliant managers. So after all, the federal government, kind of like they created the market for the Chevy Volt that is selling millions of cars. Oh, that didn't work. That's right, I forgot. But, they continue to try to create markets by spending more money. And the really scary part, obviously I'm being sarcastic, but the really scary part is they actually think they can do that and that it works. They actually think that the government actually thinks that they can be the market makers. Not the consumers,